Mr Speaker, I want to congratulate the member, Debbie Ngarewa-Packer, for her Members' Bill. Sadly, on behalf of the ACT Party, we won't be supporting the bill. Sorry, Rawiri Waititi, the sun is the centre of the solar system, and I follow science, if I could, kind sir. And I want to lay out some geological factoids that the member may be interested in, albeit I see that the member is quite animated by the bill. There's a couple of things I think we really need to lay out. We have 70 major river systems in New Zealand, the members may or may not be aware of. Mr Speaker, 180,000 kilometres of mapped rivers or streams. Now, I was trying, sir, to try and reconcile what this looked like in New Zealand. The 180,000 kilometres I've just referenced, that's 4.5 times the circumference of the planet. And apparently, bottling water and selling it overseas is a drama. I cannot quite reconcile. Ideological, I would argue. Now, I was also trying to square up some of the other mathematics, science, as it were, for the members on the other side of the House, trying to contextualise rainfall in New Zealand, thinking that we have all these natural geological forces here in New Zealand. We have a full 500,000 cubic metres of rainfall every year in New Zealand, and somehow, by bottling water, we are going to do ourselves a disservice in New Zealand. The last fact I want to share with the House, if I can, for the members opposite, and I don't want to over-litigate the enormity of geological forces, but that is 9 times what goes into Lake Taupo. So I would argue, and I certainly would believe this side of the House would argue, we don't have a shortage of H2O. 8 out of 10 parts ends up in the blessed ocean. So really, I think the justification for this bill is somewhat ideological, and I don't want to be at risk of unkind, Mr Speaker, but it does look like it runs roughshod over resource management and assets and consents that have already been given to certain individuals, organisations, corporates in New Zealand. It really is overreach. Rachel Boyack, I mean, I cannot for the life of me see how is it not protectionist. Please try and square away, if we can, 8 and 10, sorry. 8 and 10, Brooking, beg your pardon. 8 and 10 litres going into the sea. Are we really this worried about this? And if it sets a protectionist tone, what does that as a precedent look like for the rest of New Zealand when we're trying to find our ways, beg your pardon, to get ourselves out of the economic doldrums? I don't believe, my party does not believe, there is any need for this bill. It appears to be ideologically driven. I would have loved to have heard the member's speech on how or why she saw a justification for it, and I apologise that I was in abstention. But it does lack justification. Where is the science? If there was science that would suggest that we are somehow we're going to be bereft of managing our freshwater assets if we do not push this forward, which certainly does not appear to be the case, then I would have happily litigated this issue further with my caucus. Certainly doesn't seem to be the case. So again, I apologise to the member on behalf of the ACT Party, and at risk of overplaying my hand, we won't be supporting the bill.